Yo. This is Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Check this out, man. I had a question from Dana, from Austin, Texas. I don't know if that's a man or if that's a woman, but I apologize for that. I should have asked that question before I made this video. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Wow. I'm just seeing stuff run across my screen. People are crazy. But the question is, why is it that so many people have left the American Bully game? And when they say so many people, a lot of them are talking about some of the people that when they go back and they see that these people's blood are on certain dogs and these blood, they're heavy in the game, but for whatever reason they're missing from the game. Now, what is the reasoning in the fact that they no longer want to be a part of the American Bully community or don't seem to, want to deal with the American Bully people? And what is my thoughts on that? I'll say this, and I'll speak for myself. Of course, I'm always very open that I've had my own little issues that I had to deal with personally that slowed me down on a work type of regimen. But I too have thought about sort of just distancing myself, not so much to say I wouldn't have my dogs, but just not deal with the community as much, not deal with the people as much, because things have changed so much. And a lot of these guys that y'all think like y'all see their dogs and different things like that, and you see them and they're like, okay, well, why ain't he in the dog game no more? These people didn't get rid of their dogs. They got rid of the community, A lot of people who don't too much deal with the community as much, like Pratt's, he's sort of in the middle where he still has his dogs. He'll post up dogs every now and then, but he really doesn't deal with the community as much. You have people like, my man Jake Lipton, who's, was big time with the American Bully back in the day. He doesn't deal with them at all anymore. You have people like my brother Danny Navoa, Top Shelf Bullies. He doesn't too much deal with them anymore, even though he still has dogs. And I could go for days and days and days. You know what I mean? Most of the Elite Edge, the original Elite Edge, you won't find them anymore, and they're still around. If I know them personally, so I'll hit them up, and you be like, "Hey, what you got over there?" And they still got a few dogs here and there, and they doing a few things, but they just choose not to deal with this community. And one of the reasons is because, and this is not to to take slaps at people, but the community is so screwed up, man. It's screwed up that this community doesn't even operate like a basic dog community. And when I say that, I have dealt with other dog communities. I currently am dealing with another dog community with the Rottweilers and another one with the Dobermans. And the level of patience that's experienced through those communities a lot of times is so much different. It's all about quality, so your mindset is all about quality, So like with me, for instance, I'm supposed to get, well, I will be getting, I'm not going to say supposed to, but I'm getting 2 Rottie puppies, 2 females. I fell in love with my male. I do have another female that she's passed the test. I'm not going to say I'm totally in love with her because she doesn't exactly have the face that I like, but it's passable, but it's not what I'm exactly looking for. But anyway, these other females, I'm sure they'll have that. But with that being said, it's like a totally different vibe where we're actually talking about, breedings that are going to go down next summer. And we're talking about breedings that, at the end of the year. And we're going through the process of which blood is going to match up best and what we're going to do with this and what we're going to do with that. And of course, no, I didn't have a problem sending my deposit and saying I'll wait for this or I'll wait for that. And when the puppies are born, you go through all of the testing, you go through the temperament testing, you got to look at every aspect of the animal and see if the breeder himself, go by his eye and see if he's happy with what you're going to be getting as a breeding puppy. And, talking to these gentlemen, it was funny because one of the things they talked about, and it doesn't happen here, is that he can have a litter of 7 or 8 puppies, And out of those 7 or 8 puppies, knowing that I am having the intention of building a program, with his eyes, And he has very nice dogs, but only half of that litter might pass as to what he wants to see go forward as far as program builders. So once you take that into effect, that this is not, now we're into something else, because now, you know, it's 3 or 4 dogs. Now, does my pick fall into those 3 or 4 dogs? Also, does, you know, am I willing to wait it out? And with some breeders, especially in the Rottweiler community, if you get the better breeders, it's like, do you, you know, this is what I think is a breedable puppy. But we're still waiting, and we're still waiting to 18 months, 2 years, and we're looking at this female, and that breeder still has the right to reject that female as a breedable female. And people, you know, in the bully community would lose their mind, because like I tell you, man, the bully community is like not only the fastest community, like everything has to be done fast. I want my puppy right now. But everything in the bully community is, oh, somebody's trying to rob me. Somebody's trying to backstab me. I need hurry up, hurry up. I got to get this. I got to get this right now. I need this right now. It's the whole process of evaluating the dog and seeing if this is a quality animal for you to go forward with is just totally out the fucking window. It's out the window. The very, very first thing that people do is like, oh, you know, okay, you know, and I understand that the bully community is very cutthroat, you know, and that goes in relation to the breeders and a lot of the other stuff. But when it comes down to it, is the actual art of the American bully is so lost, because everybody is in a rush. Everybody wants to breed something. Everybody is trying to make the buck either as fast as they can, or thinking that somebody wants to steal their bucks as fast as they can. And it's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's such a big ass rush. And you know, and this is not just me saying this. This is, you know, breeders that I've, like, going back, like I said, to some of the breeders that I talked to in the American bully community. And it's funny because some of those breeders are actually transferred over and doing different breeds, like weird breeds, in the AKC now. And one of the things that you find out is they say, man, they're just not dog people in the American bully community. It's like, that shit is weird, you know? It's just weird, you know? And I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, and that's what he was telling me, like, and I sort of related, because that was one of the reasons that I wanted to walk away. He was like, bro, it ain't no process no more. He's like, a guy gives you, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000, whatever the case may be on the dog. He said, and they don't even want to have the process with you. He said the first thing that they're doing, you know what I mean, is crying or complaining about one thing or another. Or if they're happy and they're excited, which is the flip side of it, and they, oh yeah, I got a badass dog, I got a badass bully. Now they're already planning breedings. You know what I mean? They're already taking leaps and you know, and shit ahead. And when we call, you know, when you talk to them later and you call and ask these questions, and it's like you get turned off, because although you might even like the person, it might be a likable person that you can deal with, it's the fact that they have no thought process of quality, and now they're taking your work and they're going to pollute it, and you know they're going to pollute it. You know they're going to fuck it up. You know that the breedings that you did, that you took a lot of time and thought process into, and said that this is something that we can go forward in this way or that way or this way with. These people are going to take it and they're going to breed it to some nonsense, or not even some nonsense, but they'll just breed it to the fastest, quickest thing that they can breed it to, and it's going to be over, you know? And that's a tough pill to swallow when you really truly care about your dogs, you know. And that's just a tip of the iceberg on it, you know, because also, you know, in this community, when we started this thing, man, we really had a lot of love for each other, and we worked with each other. I think y'all heard me talk about it many a times, how I had a big property out in Ohio, so I could keep everybody's dogs. And the one thing that I could do is that you know, I could, that was before the chicken shortage, but I would load the dogs up. I would feed a lot of chickens, a lot of vegetables. I stayed in the country, so it was stands all the time that was selling fresh vegetables and everything like that. And I would beef the dogs up. I would work with them, you know what I'm saying, get them decontaminated from whatever they were suffering from, and really give them a chance to run. Because like I said, out there I had 8 acres, and it was a very, like, sort of isolated 8 acres, so I could just do what I wanted out there, and the dogs could have space. I could have my runs. I could do everything that I needed to do to really get these dogs in shape. And I would put 10, I got little Row up to his heaviest weight which most people think he was bigger than that. But I had Roe up to 76 pounds. The highest that Dave said he had him up to previously before that was like 67, 68 pounds. We loaded him up and took him to Texas. He looked incredible. You know, shit, they made $250,000 off of the way he looked, because the muscle was there. His attitude even changed, because he was just like growling and shit. And Dave came over to me like, what the hell did you do to him? He super confident, but what it was is he was out there running and exercising and, you know what I'm saying, sort of competing, because I would put two dogs on the run next to each other, you know, and we had our ways. But, you know, sometimes you get the ATV out or whatever, and you put a little bit of deer on the back of that thing and just drive, and they really can't get to it either way. You're in the middle of it, but they think they can, and so they chasing you, and they seeing this one out the corner of their eye, who gonna get it, sort of get the wild nature back out of them. But but that's neither here nor there. But we took care of each other, you know. We really took care of each other, and I would never charge them anything. You know, I had it like that at that time. I would never charge them anything. We would share each other's dogs. I flew dogs out to Marco Suarez. He took care of the dog, fly the dog back to me after he did a breeding. We were very, very much together. Now everything is just like, you know, you'll get the phone call and it's like, hey, I love your blood. I would love to have your blood. I would love to. But as soon as you like send out a puppy, now it's sort of like a fuck you mentality from a lot of people, not everybody. But it instantly turns into, well, you know, even if you're trying to be honest and you're trying to help them in their process, the first thing it is it's like always some kind of conflict. Like when they call you, and this is as a breeder, when they call you, they're gonna be very humble because they want your blood. Man, I really look up to what you're doing and this, that, and the other. But as soon as they actually, you know, are in line to have the dog in their hands, their whole attitude changes. Or even before that, their attitude changes. There's been several situations where I know, me and I'm not gonna say his name on the video, but we talked about that, where you just sort of give up in return and say, you know what, this sale ain't gonna work for me or whatever, because of the person's attitude. It's like they think because they made a purchase from you, they own you, and you like, hold on. You know, as a dog breeder, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and a lot of y'all should feel this way. You know, like, man, motherfucker, this ain't McDonald's, you know? Yeah, I respect the fact that you're making a purchase, but you also respect the fact that I'm giving you my motherfucking art, you know? And that's the way real dog breeders look at this. Like, you ain't doing me a favor by, oh, I came to buy a dog from you. No, the dog gonna sell regardless. So when you get this dog, you know what I mean? You'll see who really did you the favor. If you're a good dog breeder, that's really in your mentality. And it's not to say that you don't appreciate your customers, because you got to show them love. They picked your program. That's total love right there. But when they take that attitude upon that they doing you a favor because you a swap meet, like, hold on, motherfucker, this right here is a piece of art. And this is the disconnect of why y'all see so many people leave, because it's like, hold on, if I give you you know what I'm saying, a Paco, or if I give you a Denzel, or if you get a dogs that I've sold that went on to do their own thing, a Rome, you know, y'all see some of the dogs that I post on my pages, and don't get me wrong, I'm in good standing with all of those guys. I talk to them and everything, so I don't want y'all to be like, oh, he beefing with, nah, that's not the case. But you do see those people that, you know what I mean, you go find it, you know, you go find it, because at the end of the day, you'll talk so much shit, but we can line them up, you know, and our dogs will come and kick your ass. And that was our thought process. So it ain't a thing that you have to, you know, let me kiss the breeder's ass, but at least show some respect. Don't always come with, hey, I paid such and such, hurry up and do this and hurry up and do that, because you don't own a motherfucker. And you can go buy that dog from somebody else, and we can come back and holler at each other in 2 years, and I'll show you why I was doing you a fucking favor. Because that mutt that you gonna have, that can't breathe, that can't move, and when you put him in the show ring, take second, third, fourth, or whatever to the dog that I'm putting in there, that's what you should have had. And I've done that many a times. And so has my homies, you know. So that's why they say sometimes, like, several people have called me about Blue, and I've turned them down, because this is my art. Everybody can't have my shit. It's a reason why, and I'm speaking for myself and that thing, it's a reason why I don't have a bunch of fucked up dogs running around here, because everybody can't have this shit. If I like you and I vibe with you, I'm going to get you the best dog possible. Sometimes you might not even like me as I pull the string on 2 or 3 dogs that are lined up for you to have. I don't pull the string because, and of course, y'all go into the street mentality sometimes, and it's like, oh, yeah, you trying to rob me? Oh, no, I know that dog was bad as fucking you did this and you did. No. Think about this. is that when you got kennels, real kennels, that take pride in their quality and they know you about to show, the last thing they want to do is send you a second-class dog, because the real breeders ain't even going out here and showing no more. They putting the dogs in your hands. So if I got the vibe, oh, you want to hire a handler, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this, you want to do that, I'm not about to send you something that I don't like, whether you like it or not. Because if it's my blood, and I'm speaking, and remember, I'm speaking in the thought process of a breeder, but in my mind, if I've been doing this 10, 15, 20 years and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 generations of my shit, and I know what the vision is and I know what I'm looking at in this puppy, I don't care what you say as a buyer and what you talking about, oh, it's got to be this and this. No. Nah, I'm not about to embarrass this legacy because you an inexperienced buyer that think that you own, that you think that you know everything because you got a couple dollars in your motherfucking pocket. Fuck you if that's the case. And I hate that if that offends somebody, but you should want a breeder that thinks that way. Because the one thing that breeder is gonna have is that breeder is gonna have an obsession to get you the best thing. It's just like your motherfucking doctor. You go in the doctor's office and you might think you know what's best for you, but that doctor gonna put you on something and say, oh no, this is really what you need. You know, it's like that. You know, you might think that you can get by on a certain thing, but this is really what you need. And now the game ain't like that no more. Guys who consider themselves artists and like, hey, we're gonna do this breeding with a purpose and this is what we're trying to make, and we breaking this thing down and we taking our time and we really got a vision of what we want. The bully world really ain't a place for them no more. That's why you see so many of them that become almost recluse, and it's very hard to get dogs from them because they don't trust the community, because all the community do is take your shit and breed it a million different ways and run out there and destroy the blood. That's what they do. And I know y'all think that when breeders who think like we be thinking as assholes at time, because either they'll blow you off and they say, no, I ain't doing nothing, or nah, you know, or make it hard to buy, but y'all don't understand this. This ain't no business. This is art. This is pride, you know? This is pride. That's it. You know, this is pride. You know, I know when I look at, sometimes I just go through the pictures and, you know, I'm obsessed with this shit. I look at the dogs over the generations. I look at, you know, some of the shit that we produced, and I look at even some of the breedings that I approved, and I look at this shit. Now, yes, I got a great sense of pride. You know, some of the dogs that y'all seen that y'all don't even know is off my shit until y'all do a little bit of research. You know, take pride in that shit. You know, I got boys that hate me left and right, but you know what I mean? Whether it be Fernando from Raging Bulls, he brag about Ruger, and he'll treat people like shit and talk down on them. And you know what I'm saying? And just it's whatever, because he, you know, he got a little bit of money. And some of y'all wanted me to do things about videos about why he act the way he act. I'm just telling y'all like this, you know what I mean? Money makes people think that they something's more special, but the truth of the matter is Ruger, I give him credit. He is probably the best dog I've seen up close and personal, overall confirmation. But even when you get your arrogance on, and you get that real tough arrogance, you know what I'm saying? Bullmaster came off of Pratt's dog. And Ruger's granddaddy is my dog that I made. I can't never be fazed by somebody, and I could go through the whole thing. Y'all talk about, you know what I'm saying, Waffle House. Look at his pedigree. And there's longer stories about that. That's our art form. That's our pride that we take. The shit that we make and transcends time. If you talking about 20 years in the game, the real breeders still got shit out there doing shit. Marco Suarez right now still got great dogs doing things, even though he don't really fuck with y'all in this community no more. Paco blood is still deep entrenched in the game. He could never feel bad about, you know what I'm saying, the dog's legacy, because the legacy is put down. But the reason why you can't get with it is because y'all really think money and all this other shit y'all talking about drive a person with passion. It don't. You know, it's like anything else. Speaking on my own shit, personally, I don't get up to go to the gym to flex. I go to the gym because I'm passionate about it. I love to lift weights. I'm sure, you know, when you start talking about, you know, great basketball players and different things like that, the passion came before the money. You know, they get paid because they were so passionate about something, they became great at it. But y'all want the money hitting the door with absolutely no passion, no thought process, and look at the fucking results. You can look at the results, and the results explain themselves. Even the OGs that sold out. Look what happened. When you put the money before the passion, look what happened. Dave Wilson was a bad motherfucker back in the day. Dave Wilson could breed dogs. Even after me and Dave butt heads and everything else, and it's still love, you know, all the way back in the day, even though I feel like, you know, what I tell y'all, it's still love. I never wish nothing bad on the brother. We came too far. We did too much together. But Dave Wilson was a bad motherfucker back in the day. Believe me when I tell you, he could put a dog together. He lost that shit when Cruz came into his life and started showing him shiny things. He lost it. Y'all think I'm fucking with y'all? He lost it. Y'all look at the early dogs that Dave was doing, the foundational dogs that Dave was doing. Of course, your Kairos and your, you know, Paddington was Kairos' mama, but you had the Inner Rage, and, you know, and when they put shit together with Buckshot and, you know, Short Shot came about. That early shit, he was like Dr. Dre in the lab making them hits. But as soon as Cruz came in his life and said, you know, this shit could be an ill business, you know, and I ain't blaming it on Cruz, because you got to be a man of principles on yourself. You know what I mean? But the truth of the matter is that when he starts seeing shiny things, Dave ain't made another badass dog since. Believe me when I tell you. He been a part of a couple things. Dave ain't made a badass dog since. That's because the money took his soul, man. And when you're an artist, once that money take your soul, y'all see singers. Singers come in, and that first album, that second album, that shit be off the charts. Because they still hurting. They still an artist. They still giving you passion. They still giving you the art form. But once you put that money in their hands, and now they living a different way, and they feeling a different way, it's gone. It's gone. Conor McGregor, y'all just seen that shit. I wish he would retire. I was a fan. I'm still a fan. The dude cracks me up. But at the end of the day, once you worth $500 million, and if y'all don't know, he sold a liquor company and made a ton. But once you make $500 million, and you that dude and you that man, it's over with. It's over with. And this is why people stay away, really. I done went into other things, but the truth of the matter is that a lot of people who left this game just recognize that a lot of y'all is here for the wrong reasons, or a lot of y'all come in with the wrong concept and the wrong ideas, and they don't care to deal with that kind of shit. They would prefer to go ahead and be real dog men and keep doing real dog men things and do it in small circles and leave the rest of y'all alone who got different mindsets. You know, y'all look at this shit and it's a shit show. Y'all look at the dogs out here, even the dogs that y'all call great, a lot of us wouldn't even breed to them because it's like half complete dog. But it be what it be, man. We can only do what we can do. Some of us gonna be angry fools, and some of us gonna, you know, continue to do the art form, and, you know, you might just not see the shit. But honestly, passion override everything, you know. And for anybody, and it's not just dogs, but for anybody that's truly passionate about anything, you know, the money don't mean shit. You know, the money don't mean shit. And really, at the end of the day, in some sequences, that even come down to you wanting to, you know, you thinking that because you go into, you know, that you call them and you know, you willing to spend money with them, that you own them or some shit, you know. That, you can keep it moving. Nobody's begging you for a sale. Go get one of them motherfucking dogs that's gonna die in 2 years. Ain't nobody begging y'all, none of y'all for no sales. I want to be equipped with a crew of people who got a passion, who gonna take the little bit of shit that I did and elevate that shit. Be better than me. If that's what you want to do, breed. If not, if you just want to have a great family member, that's the easy part. But if you want to take it to the next level and breed, I'd rather deal with people who like got that mindset. It's a young brother, man. Well, he ain't that young. Nah, with my brother Pope, though, you know, me and him get on the phone for hours and talk dogs, and he's just one of them. And he's seriously all about the dogs, all about the genetics, how he gonna break it down, how he gonna take it to the next level. That shit, man, I love that shit. You know what I mean? I love it. You know, and there's quite a few out there, you know, that I talk to, and I love that passion. That's why certain people I talk to, you know, And now that I'm getting back out here and I'm talking to more and more people and, you know, picking up my pace, I want to be surrounded by passionate people too. So I understand why my homie said he just can't do it no more, because this shit ain't real. You know, ain't nothing about the dogs. It's about the people and the attitude about the people. Y'all rather slap a gold chain on a cricket foot dog than to go put in the work and make a, you know what I'm saying, make a badass dog. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Much love to y'all. God bless y'all. Until next time. Peace.